Recording.
Good morning, everybody. It is 3:35 p.m. on March 14th, 2022, and I am calling this meeting to order. I am going to give only the very briefest of chair's report. The first is to just give you all a heads up that I am hopeful, given the way things are looking, that we're going to be able to return to some in-person meetings pretty soon. Maybe the next meeting, maybe the one after that, but we will be in touch regarding that. And the second is just to say something that I know that Kelly, well, I imagine that Kelly's going to say, that the issue that we have on our, actually, it may not be stated on the agenda, but we have something that is terribly important that we deal with today, which is the approval of the online form with respect to lobbying. Kelly will be going over that with you, but it is very important. Kelly also has a need to be leaving today by 5 o'clock. I don't know if that's really like maybe 2 or 3 minutes before 5, Kelly, but we will be mindful of that as well.
Great, thank you very much.
Reporter. So I turn it over now to, oh, I'm sorry, not turning it over yet. We're going to now do the approval of minutes. You all have 2 sets of minutes, both open and closed, for each of 2 days. With respect to February 1st, open meetings, is there a motion to approve them?
I move to approve them.
Thank you, Laura. Is there a second?
Second at approval.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and it passes. I'm now going to do the closed minutes for February 1st. Is there a motion to approve the closed minutes?
I move to approve the closed minutes as presented.
Thank you, Otis. Is there a second?
And I second.
Thank you, Laura. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you, and it passes unanimously as well. Moving on to the February 8th minutes. That is, so the open minutes for February 8th, I'm asking for a motion to approve those.
So I move to approve the minutes of February 8th.
Okay, and again,
And
the
I-
open minutes. Okay,
Yes,
You
and I
second.
second.
okay. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
The open minutes of February 8th are hereby approved. I'm now turning to the closed minutes of February 8th. Is there a motion to approve those?
So move.
Okay, is there a second?
And I second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And they are approved as well. We can move on now to the executive director report. Kelly Madigan.
Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. Well, the first thing to say as I share my screen is just wanted to make sure that everyone was up to date on the financial disclosures. I think as of right now, we have had 157 people file. We're expecting somewhere north of 500. Did everyone on the commission receive that automatically generated email? Should have been sent out on February 15th with your username and everything. Great. Yep, I think everybody got that, so that's great. I think the first thing to share my screen is to discuss either the lobbying form or the lobbying letter to Mr. Baskerville.
Okay, can we stop here a second? Does this need to be in closed session?
I didn't think it does. We can definitely do it in closed session if you would prefer.
I think I would prefer to do that one in closed session.
Okay,
Kelly, I'm sorry.
that's okay, no problem.
The other piece. Okay.
I will pull up the, let me close that document out, and I will pull up the form and give everyone an update. So I had originally had a call scheduled for today with IT to begin to put this form online. This is what the form, oh, that's not the right one. Hold on a second. Let me pull up the right form. In essence, I think this was sent out to everyone last week, as well as some samples. So this is what the form looks like right now. This is the exact same form, pages 1 and 2. The difference for it being online will be that there will be drop downs to include names of previously registered lobbyists. That is a suggestion by IT so that there's no spelling mistakes. So if Laura Ray signs up as a lobbyist and somehow the next time is RYE or RAYE or there's a typo, she'll simply be able to include herself from the drop downs. And there'll be a box with the date of the most recent calendar, identification of employer. This is all of the same information from the registration form. What I have then asked is when you file an activity report, that same information from A, B, C, D, and E will copy over, and you'll then be able to fill out how much money you spent for lobbying that matter for that previous registration. The only thing that is different is on the lobbying activity form beneath Part H, there was a section that has a notary requirement piece. And because it's online, obviously there doesn't need to be a notary. There's also nothing in the code that indicates it's notarized. So this is what the new form will look like. There are no changes except the addition of adding the website and I think the email address for the lobbying information. Everything else is the same as it was before. Oh, and we added this section to it. I'm sorry. This training information, we added this question. This is how the state of Maryland does it, that when they register that they're also going to indicate whether or not they've taken a training course and when.
So are we looking for approval of this form, Kelly?
Yes, IT canceled the meeting with me because they wanted to make sure that, as like last time, that the commissions had signed off on it, that there wouldn't be changes.
Okay.
I have one very minor change, and it's just a typo
Sure.
in
Well,
part F.
I don't want to have a typo, so where's the typo?
Part F,
Yep,
the two charts.
yep.
My version says total expanse, and I think you meant expense. It
Oh, yes,
appears on both charts.
that means that there is a typo in the form. So yes, total expense, and that's a copy and paste. All right, yep.
Okay.
Great. And if you want more time to review it, it's totally fine. I just want to be able to get back to IT. IT is like sometimes the contractor that you didn't know was coming, and you're like, "Oh, you're here to paint. Hold on, I'll get ready." So I was very pleased when they said they were going to start this process.
Do you know what the turnaround time from IT may be in terms of posting this, Kelly?
I have no idea. I think it'll take I have no idea. I just don't want the ball to be in our court, so to speak.
So is there a motion with respect to this lobbying form?
I will make a motion. Oh,
Go ahead, Otis.
I will make a motion to accept the lobbying form as submitted to be placed on the for electronic circulation.
So in other words, this one that we were just looking at.
That is correct.
Okay. And I assume that means with the modification that Lisa was just referring to.
Yes, I said as presented, right?
Okay. Okay. Is there a second?
A second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Great. So that passes as well. Thank you.
I don't have anything else for open session.
Okay. I would then ask for a motion that we go into closed session so that we can cover a couple of advisory opinions and issues relating to compliance with the ethics code as an administrative function. Is there a motion to go into closed session?
I submit motion to go into closed session.
Is there a second?
A second.
I'm going to now poll each of you. Laura, yes or no for closed session?
Yes.
Otis?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
And I vote to go into closed session as well. It is now 3:47 and we are in closed session. Please turn off the recording, Kelly.